them don't do that.
Okay, so I'm going to call the meeting to order, and I'd like to make a motion to have Member Polchowski be a member of the committee for purposes of quorum.
Hey,
Oh, we don't need to. Okay.
I think we're good.
Sit down, Larson. Are you a member of this committee?
Yeah, okay, so we don't need to do that.
I don't know where to sit.
So now we have 3 members who are here.
Okay, so can we have a roll call, please?
Chair Chaplin,
Here.
4 out of 6.
Vice Chair Krajewski,
Here.
Member Elliott, Member Healy,
Here. Here.
Member Larson,
Here.
and Member Selman.
Here. Great, thank you. Seeing that we have a quorum, under Chairman remarks, I just wanted to talk a little bit about the recycle events that I've been going to the last, well, I went to the Winfield recycling event, and it was on a Saturday morning. There were hundreds of cars. We waited in the line about an hour to get rid of some of our recycling. And, you know, it was just amazing to see that during COVID, all of these people up early on a Saturday morning, waiting to get rid of their recycles, you know, people doing the right thing. So that's so encouraging. And I know that Milton Township had their recycling event this past Saturday, and I know they also had hundreds of cars, and we're going to be hearing a little bit more about that from Scarce in their report. And with that, I want to just remind the committee that on November 14th, we're having our household hazardous waste recycle event at the county fairgrounds. And that will be from 9 to noon. So was seeing, you know, I think there were 1,000 cars possibly between these last 2 events. I think it's going to be a great turnout, and it just shows how much these recycle events are really needed in DuPage. So with that, I'm going to move on to public comment.
None.
None. Okay. Seeing no public comment, I'll entertain a motion to approve the minutes of
Second.
August 4th. Any discussion in the minutes? Okay. Can we have a vote on that, please? Do we need to do a roll call? I'm not quite sure what the...
4.
Yeah, we only have 3.
Okay.
Member Chaplin,
Aye.
Vice Chair Krajewski.
Aye.
Member Elliott,
Aye.
Member Healy,
Aye.
Member Larson,
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
Okay, that's all ayes.
Okay, the motion passes. Thank you. Under parent committee approval, I'll entertain a motion to approve ENP 026720. Recommendation for the approval of a renewal of a contract to purchase order to Scarce for environmental education services for the Department of Building, Zoning, and Planning for the period of December 1st, 2020 through November 30th, 2021 for a contract total of $136,500.
Chair Chaplin,
Aye. Is there any discussion? No discussion? Okay. So I have an aye.
Vice Chair Krajewski,
Aye.
Member Elliott,
Aye.
Member Healy,
Aye.
Member Larson,
Aye.
Member Selman.
Aye.
All right, that's all approved. All ayes.
I can't hear her. Which
All ayes.
all ayes. Okay, thank you. And the motion passes. Thanks so much. Okay, with that, we move on to our discussion item. This item was brought forward to me by Kathy Franzik. She is our League of Women voter observer, so she attends a lot of our meetings. So I must have missed this in the news, but the governor has come up with an eight principles that will ensure clean energy by 2050. So what the plan does is it ensures that any legislation on energy will include consumer protections as well as increase transparency. And like I said, it has a goal of making Illinois 100% clean energy by 2050. So I wanted the committee to take a look at this plan and have some time to go over it and see if there's things that maybe we can incorporate into our environmental policies from this plan, or if the committee thinks that this is maybe, we should help the state and, try to help the state attain this goal. So I wanted to open it up to the board for discussion and see if you guys had any questions on it or comments or concerns, or if you think, that I think it's a valuable document, and I just wanted to get your thoughts and opinions on that as well. Anybody have any questions on it? Or Member Elliott?
Yeah, so I appreciate you bringing this up. I had a chance to look through the document at length. It's pretty far-reaching. There's mandates in there that cover things like diversity in contracting, diversity in hiring. There are mandates in there that appear to potentially require retrofitting of homes and existing buildings. There's an awful lot in there that talks about regulating utilities, particularly ComEd, which I assume is the northern half of Illinois, and Ameren, which I think is sort of more the St. Louis area. Frankly, there was a lot of it that I felt like was probably beyond the sort of the ken of this committee, or maybe even the legislative committee at this time. For example, I know there's ongoing hearings in Springfield regarding ComEd. My guess is there's going to be some recommendations coming out of that. I assume Ameren is similar situated, though I don't know that. So I think what I would prefer to do as a committee is just have people look through it. And I think your initial suggestion was the right one, which is, are there pieces of this that we can look at DuPage County and say, without commenting on the whole package right now, are there certain things in here that we think, hey, we can start doing this now? I saw the document for the first time, I think on maybe Sunday. So I'm not sure I'm there yet, but maybe this is something we could bring back in a couple of weeks or at our next meeting and try and get some ideas. And I'd also like to hear from maybe Joy and Kay at Scarce and others about, hey, these are things that maybe DuPage County could start looking at right now.
Thank you, Chairman Elliott, or Member Elliott. I appreciate those comments, remarks. Does anybody else have any comments or questions on the document? I can't see if hands are raised in the boardroom.
Jim Healy.
Jim Healy. Okay, Member Healy.
Public Works and Transportation have had environmental stuff on its list for the last decade plus. And for the last decade, we've probably reduced our carbon footprint by at least 20–30% because of the amount of electricity reduction of, pardon?
And natural gas.
And natural gases. We reduced the amount of electricity we use by a drastic amount, which is how we've actually been able to keep that dollar amount even. Everything has been turned to LED. I remember when Pam Ryan put that in probably a decade ago. And we've had other things. If we could, I think the great starting point would also, at the same time that we're looking at this, look at the successes we've had and try and get that out to other counties, explain to them how they can do it and how they can move forward like DuPage is. I know we shared that once with NACO. We actually did an entire presentation in NACO, and a lot of counties were able to pick the minds of our staff and to develop what we've been able to develop here. We've always talked about DuPage County being the greenest county in the state, and I don't mean that in terms of the amount of square footage of forest preserve we have, but the fact of how much we do for the environment in this county. And I think that's something that this entire county board should be proud of. And I think there's room for more. And but at the same time, let's not lose the fact of everything we've done and that we are still doing. I mean, we still have a lot of stuff we have on our list. We've had a list of projects that we wanted to include to continue to bring down our carbon footprint, the amount of electricity, reduction of electricity and natural gas that we have. And there's still items on that list that, as we're able to put them in, we look to the most efficient system we can do. And I'm just proud of the work that staff has done on that end of it. And I'm proud of what this county board has done. It's amazing what we've been able to accomplish, and many other counties have not been able to. And I think we need to show them what we've been able to do and save money, a ton of money that we have saved on utilities.
Yes, great. Thank you, Member Healy and Member Puchowski. And I want to thank Member Puchowski because we did send out a special invitation to attend because of this document. So thank you very much. I appreciate you coming.
I would just echo what Jim said, because I don't think there's a lot of people who realize what transportation's done with, you know, the juice that we put on the highways instead of other things that are hazardous, the LED lights, the natural gas, the electric cars. So I'm going to ask Chris Snyder to send you a report as to what we've done in transportation on this specific issue. And I think that might have input as to where we need to go.
Great. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Yes, Member Larson?
Yeah, I was going to say the same. As much, you know, I love tasking staff with things, but perhaps they could put together a presentation, not necessarily the next 2 weeks. We have so many things we need to cover, but saying what we, you know, laying out the different initiatives that the state has done, the things we've already pursued and accomplished as a county to implement those things, and those areas that are within our wheelhouse, so to speak, that we might be able to address going forward. And so we can sort of a plan of action for things that we may be able to accomplish as a county, and also brag about the things that we've done, and we can create a blueprint that frankly every county in the state should be able to see as a target and a goal for them.
Thank you for your comments, Member Larson. And Nick, did you want to?
If the members want, I know Joy has prepared a very, very short presentation about a summary of this document, if, you know, what it means to the county. If the members want to see it, I mean, it's a couple minutes long. She could go through that.
Yeah, I think if we have time, that would be great. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Nick. Okay. I know, pressure's on. Okay, I promise I will be super quick. Chair Chaplin did a great job introducing it. I want to focus everyone's attention that this is on clean energy though. So some of our other sustainability projects that impact on water and chlorides and such wouldn't be part of this particular project, although we are going to capture in our 10-year update as we go into 2021, we are going to look at all of our sustainability projects. So the tenets that are included in the governor's document. So a lot of it does surround comment.
Number one.
Uh,
A lot of it, yeah. I mean,
Number one's pretty funny.
that seems to be the one of the driving forces is the comment situation. A lot of it is consumer protections, renewable energy, moving to, you know, away from coal power, a market-based solution, and that's something that has been on the at the legislative level for a couple years, is the Clean Energy Jobs Act. And then, so the reason that we did invite Chair Pachowski is the Electrify, Decarbonize Illinois Transportation. That is a huge component. The governor's office is setting a goal of moving from 25,000 to 750,000 vehicles statewide over the next, I believe, 10 years. So they want to support communities transitioning to clean energy. The county could potentially benefit from that. There could potentially be some technical assistance or some funding in that regard. Advance equity in clean energy economy. Again, that speaks to the diversity aspect, environmental justice areas. And then enhancing energy efficiency, that is right in line with our Cool DuPage effort. So we stand to have some benefits from that. Again, though, the building codes and such are something we would have to look at on a case-by-case basis. The majority of this document these are state initiatives. It's going to take the General Assembly or the governor's office to drive this. It's not the county. So we have a few roles, a few ways we could probably impact this document or support it, but probably not on its whole because it's not within our jurisdiction. And that is just what I wanted to quickly go over.
Great. Thank you so much, Joy. Yeah, and this is clean energy, and you know, we have our Cool DuPage goals, which I think we were on target for our 20% by 2020, and I think we're going to be on target for our 30% by 2030, or 20% by 2030, 10% by 2020. So I think we're pretty much on target for meeting those goals, if I am correct, for our Cool DuPage goals, right? So, and I just had seen an article that Lake County now has upped to reducing their greenhouse gases by 50% by, I believe, 2030. So they've like upped the game a little bit here now. So, but I just wanted to throw that out there. So like I said, I think, you know, it's a large document, but I'm thankful that Kathy brought it to my attention. And, you know, I think like Joy mentioned, there's some things that we can take from this that can help the county, and, you know, something to keep in the back of our mind as we're moving forward on environmental or energy savings plans. So those are kind of my comments on that. Does anybody else have anything they'd like to add to the discussion? Okay, seeing none, we will move on to our staff reports. Joy, we have our PPE disposal marketing campaign.
Just a second here. I got kicked off from sharing here. Okay, so we have been working with the graphics department at the health department, and they have developed several graphics for us to use. So we wanted to talk with you and show you the product that they have provided. We did add in, thanks to Nick Kottmeyer, do not flush, because folks are, they're flushing the wipes, and that's causing some issues in the sewer system. So these are our digital ads that the health department is proposing that we use. And we would be using those in categories of Facebook, the Weather Channel, and such. The total purchase of digital ads is $8,000 is what they're proposing. That was part of your packet. Those are the digital ads. I'm going to show you, we will have a print document. This is something that we would be sharing with retailers.
Use Adobe. Just click on it and use Adobe. Nope, double click.
Delete.
Nice.
Adobe Acrobat Reader. There you
What would we do without you?
No, it's nice having her here, isn't it? So this is the one that we would be sending to grocery stores, retailers, to try to remind residents to stop putting their products in to throwing them on the ground, putting them in the recycling bins. You're killing me.
go. Click close.
Okay, and then the last, I wanted to go over the videos. So we have found a video that US EPA created with waste management in the South Carolina Department of Environment. This one we would like to share with our community.
Recycling is critically important right now. The manufacturing industry is in dire need of raw materials to make the products and shipping supplies we need during this pandemic. But it's also important to recycle right. Empty and rinse containers, break down boxes, keep cardboard and paper dry, and set them curbside for recycling. Place masks, gloves, wipes, and other protective gear in the trash. Don't litter or put these items in the recycling bin. Do your part. Recycle more and recycle right.
So that one we are hoping to use and send that to the community cable stations and have them go ahead and play that because it is a 30-second spot. We're talking with folks about that one, and then possibly if we have time and remaining funding, we can make our own and add in the sanitizer wipes component. And then this is the video, the 6-second spot that we would be sending to YouTube in our digital ad campaign. I know 6 seconds goes really, really fast. So we just wanted to give you a sense and make sure that the committee was all comfortable, that the $8,000 digital buy was acceptable to the committee, and folks were on board with the graphics that we have so far. And I will stop.
Yeah, Member Selman?
Thank you. I think they're awesome. I was just curious, once everything's finalized, I'm sure you guys will start like tweaking and finalizing. Could you send us like the Facebook and Twitter banners so that we could use them?
Absolutely. I forgot to mention that. Actually, I'm working with IT. We are going to have a page on our website, and we're going to send that link out so that grocery stores, retailers, businesses can download all of those and for their own use, and municipalities for that matter. So yes, definitely you'll get your own, but in addition to that, that was our plan.
Perfect. That's awesome. Thank you guys. This looks great.
Yeah, any other comments from the committee? Let's see. I just wanted to also thank member Krajewski. He brought this idea forward, and I thought it was a great idea for COVID money. And yeah, I'm happy with the way, you know, the ads are turning out. And I really do like that environmental video that the EPA put together about the recycling. That's a really nicely done. So, okay. All right, great. I can't really see in the boardroom, so I'm not sure if there's any other discussion on this item.
No.
And okay, thank you. So moving on to our presentation, we have our scarce partners, Kay and Beth.
Give me 2 seconds here to get her presentation off.
Hi, everybody.
Okay.
Good morning. So it certainly has been, whoops. Joy, are you going to be pushing the button? Okay. It certainly has been a busy couple of months here, as Liz brought up. The recycling extravaganzas, the paper shredding events are going extremely well. I know Bob Larson and Liz attended the Winfield Township, so 607 is approximately 100 more cars than they've ever had in the past. And Milton Township, we just did this Saturday, it was their first event. In first events, you hope for 100, 150 kinds of cars. They had 464 cars. The paper shredding and the electronics, books. They also did a food drive, food for the food pantry. So it was an incredible event for the first event. We are thrilled with all of these organizations. We've been working with Addison now. Addison is going to have a hazardous waste day that they have in their contract with their hauler Republic. That will be November 7th. You'll have to show your driver's license to prove you're a resident of Addison because it's pretty expensive. But we will be there as well with information for people on ongoing electronic recycling. The hazardous waste event that'll be on the 14th. So we'll be there as well. So we're excited. And we're working with the Village of Roselle. Roselle couldn't do their September event, so they are already working on next year's event. So these events, I think with COVID, people are, as we all know, are home, they're cleaning, they're organizing. I think that's one of the reasons we're getting so much stuff. And I think because all the spring events were canceled, we're getting huge turnout. So everybody is grateful when they come. And as you know, from my last presentation, we talked about the aerosol can recycling, the flat can project. It's getting started. We had it at the Winfield Township and also at the Milton Township events. So people are learning and people are paying to have their aerosol cans recycled. So it takes a little bit of the burden off the hazardous waste facility in Naperville, but it also gives people opportunities, spread out around the county to get their latex paint and then their aerosol paint cans recycled. So next slide, Joy. You guys, that total actually for these events this fall are over 5,000 residents attending and participating. It's 5,049. The Pumpkin Smash webinar was out and well received. We did a compost workshop 1, 2, 3. We had 2 outdoor events, socially distanced and well received. So people do want to get out. They're feeling safe specifically about being outside. And they have lots of questions about composting, improving their soil, reducing the methane gas at the landfills, reducing leachate at the landfill. So they have a lot of good questions. We also did a community garden program here in-house for the Hawthorne Garden Club of Glen Ellen, and they were socially distanced. Our classroom is very, very large. We went to the spirited seniors at a church in Darien and did a socially distanced program on contaminants and PPE. Yes, there are so many questions about where latex gloves can go. I think I brought it up last time. People think since it's latex, it can go in your yard waste or in your composting. And yes, it is a compostable material, but not in our compost bags. So people are trying to do the right thing and asking really, really good questions. So we're glad about that. You can go to the next slide, Joy. So we just had the Earth Flag ceremony, Liz, and I did with the Lyle Public Library. It was virtual, and we dropped off the flags ahead of time, and Liz dropped off the proclamation ahead of time and read that. They are really grateful to have that flag. It makes you feel a little bit like you still can go on because they worked hard to earn it. So we're pretty excited about that. So the Village of Clarendon Hills, if you're interested, we'll be giving a tour of their new train station on October 19th to earn their Earth Flag and to earn their water quality flag. They have done incredible work for both of those flags, both at the Richmond Garden and with their Earth Flag and the train station, so with all their employees. So that is October 19th. Walker School, also in Clarendon Hills, is having a recertification of their Earth Flag coming up November 2nd. And we just got the date for Wooddale. I believe it's November 7th. That's for the entire village of Wooddale to earn their Earth Flag. We're waiting on St. James, Edison, and Elmhurst Public Library for their dates for the Earth Flag. It's really important when you guys attend. It really makes people feel that their work is being appreciated and understood. Go ahead, Joy. The Pumpkin Smash is going really, really well. We have 13 sites already here in DuPage County, and folks have a few more days to get their applications in. Doing a lot of education on reducing the amount of methane gas by the Pumpkin Smash. Composting creates no methane gas. Landfills, of course, with the pumpkins in them, create a tremendous amount. So we are glad that these towns are participating, and we've been now published in the Scholastic News for the elementary for October. That's a nationwide 2-page spread, and it features Elmwood School in Naperville and all the STEM activities they connected to their Pumpkin Smash. So that was pretty cool. We'll still be in the middle school, high school. West Suburban Living is doing an article for October, and WGN News has called us about attending one of the events or two, and we'll know more about that as they schedule. So go ahead, Jai. So these are some of the upcoming, and we just talked about the Milton Township, the Elmhurst Paint, Downers Grove, their sanitary district is hosting their first ever latex paint cans and aerosol paint cans collection. Wheaton, we're doing the syringes again with the sheriff. So there's quite a list there. Joy was able to reschedule the electronics. Carol Stream had canceled for their event, but that's great that Glendale Heights can meet that need. And then the Addison event just for Addison residents. So it's really growing. I wanted to tell you that we were able to do an in-service for DuPage County curriculum directors and administrators working with the Regional Office of Education. They had us on a virtual meeting to educate their curriculum directors about the programs we can do on energy conservation, on composting, on contaminants in recycling for their teachers. And we're already starting to get calls to get those scheduled. So we were excited about that. In addition, we've had garden clubs and a Lions Club come for a tour of our classroom to get their events scheduled. They're trying to see how big the classroom is and how they can social distance. So we're excited about that. Those are my reports. The PPE is a huge problem, and we're working hard on that. The social media is going very, very well with the updates of recycling events. And the thing that we do at these events, you guys, you can see Audrey, our intern there in the picture. We answer a tremendous number of questions about hazardous waste, about composting, about workshops, about where people can take fluorescent light bulbs. The questions are tremendous, and it's kind of quick service. It's right there. We have the handouts from the county, we have handouts from us, and we answer those questions right there on the spot and give them their handout to take home with them. So that is a real value that we get to do. And then the social media, as Joy was bringing up, my goodness, it is really spreading to get the information out there. And we're grateful to WDCB, COD Radio, having us on once a month, talking about special events coming up and so forth. Go ahead. So this is our on-demand environmental education on our website. We're adding things to it each week. So right now you can see under the 3 R's in waste reduction, we've got 2 stories for younger kids, Round and Round Again, which is using things over and over again, and Old Red Rocking Chair, again, a book about taking one thing and seeing all the things it can be made into. So we are adding to this each week, but these are things that teachers can use, school administrators can use. Environmental club sponsors are already using these things. We have now a pumpkin smash word find that's in English and in Spanish. We were able to drop that off at the West Chicago Library. They're doing a Halloween event and they're doing the pumpkin smash. I know Mr. Larson was at their pumpkin smash last year. Thank you for that. And so the church is promoting it with this event at the library. And so we have the pumpkin smash in English and in Spanish word find for the kids participating. So we're really glad with how the environmental education on demand is going. And we're excited to add more items in Spanish. Those will be added, I think, this week. So it's a growing section of our website. I don't know if anybody has any questions. That was a lot of information. I'd be happy to answer any questions if you have them. I can't, is that Mr. Healy back there?
Yeah, I saw records in the first picture. What are they doing with records?
We do quite a variety of things. We have an organization, a business based here in Glen Ellen called, oh my goodness, I can't think of it at the moment, but they have been recycling records that are scratched and making them into clocks. There's kind of a reuse kind of a project. We have Jean on our team has created several STEM activities. One that is my favorite is it's a big LP, full-size record. And then we use different size plastic caps to be the appropriate size of the planets. So the center of the album is the sun, and then it has all the planets in the correct order and corresponding sizes. And then they're all labeled. So we're working on all the parts of a cell, lots of science that we're doing. And then we have a couple of arts and crafts projects with the albums that are scratched. The albums that are not scratched or in good condition come into we have a resale shop to help support the book rescue that we have. So autographed books, first edition books that come in that still that are not moldy, and also records. So records right now are selling, more records are being sold than CDs. So there's quite a young people affection for vinyl records right now. So resale is good as well. We are now in Addison. We are in Addison. We had a great ribbon cutting. Of course, it was outside with COVID, and it happened to be on a Tuesday because that worked for the mayor, so we couldn't really invite anybody. But we had a ribbon cutting, and the mayor was absolutely astounded at the number of opportunities we have here to help protect the environment, to teach. The classroom size is fabulous. And he also was very excited about the reduction of garbage by people bringing the right kinds of things here for recycling, books and Brita filters and keys and scrap metal. We also are a drop-off site now for working bikes because we have room. So we get bikes every single week. So the rescue area, the education area, the resale area, when you all feel safe, we'd love to give you a tour. And the mayor did a great job. We're very excited to be here in Addison. They call it the Friendly Village, but their library has earned the Earth flag. Their park district has earned the Earth flag. Every single one of their public schools or grade schools and middle schools has earned the Earth flag. Their Catholic schools have earned the Earth flag. So we really fit. We've got several businesses, Domtar, Earth Friendly Products that have earned the flag. We really feel very welcomed here, and we always felt very welcome in Glen Ellen as well, but we had 7,000 square feet there now, and we have 18,900 square feet here. So come when you feel comfortable and see it. Our exhibits on contaminants is really quite spectacular. Our exhibit on community gardens is very, very, very cool. So we would love to show it all to you when you feel safe.
Great, thank you, Kate. Does anybody else have any questions for Kay? Can't see in there. Well, great report. Thanks for all that you do. We appreciate everything, and you guys stay safe too. Thank you. Okay, and with that, I'm going to move on to any old business. Can't see, seeing none. Okay. Any new business from any of the members? No. Okay, I just wanted to remind everybody that November 3rd, we will not be meeting. The county is closed for the election day, so we won't be having a meeting in November. So thank you all for attending, and we'll see you all soon. Then with that, I'll take a motion to adjourn. Second, all those in.
Aye.
Aye.
The governor made it a state holiday.
Oh, yeah, we have a state holiday.
Yeah.
Okay,
Building's gotta be closed.
so we all signed, we all agreed to adjourn. Thank you, guys. Okay, bye-bye.